started laying down the Everglass, did it all across the back to fill in that gap, and as you can see I started sanding it down just a little bit. This side you're never going to see, all it is going to be facing the headlight, so it doesn't have to look good or anything. You just have to make sure that it's strong and that it is bonded completely to the grill itself. So all along this edge you have the glue, the plastic epoxy underneath there, and now the Everglass on top of it, bonded to the sanded surface, so this will not go anywhere. I started sanding this side just a little bit more. The other side will probably look like this one here soon. Just my OCD, sanding it down, making it look good even though you'll never see it. On the front side, I also did my first layer. So this is what it will look like, or should look like, after you lay down the first layer of Everglass on the front of it. You basically just want to, let me see if I can get this to focus, want it to get it to just be kind of flush with it. It's not going to be perfect the first time you lay it down, and then the second time around I'll go ahead and coat the bottom of this here. But it takes a lot of sanding to get it to look like this side. So this one, I got a little bit ahead of myself, but just wanted to be able to show you guys what this should look like after sanding for a couple hours, laying down some more filler, sanding it again. So right now I'm just perfecting where it transitions from the filler into the grill itself, right there in the corners. That's important because that's where, if you're gonna have any cracking issues with this, which you shouldn't, if you sanded and did everything right, it should be stronger than the plastic itself. But if you do get it have cracking issues with it, it's going to be right here where it attaches. So I'm just making 100% sure that that's not going to be our problem area. So right now this feels like it's all one piece. You can feel little tiny discrepancies in the way that that's laid out, but that's where body filler is going to come in and fill all that in and just make it a perfectly smooth surface. So by the time you're done with this, you shouldn't be, if you run your hand over it, you shouldn't be able to tell where the body filler starts and where the grill starts. It should all just feel like one perfect smooth piece, because if you're bed lining it, you'll still be able to tell. You know, you want to still try to get it perfect, but especially if you're getting it custom painted to match your truck, then you'll really be able to tell, you know, just the tiniest little flaws in it. That paint will really show it. So this is where your patience will want to kick in and just get it as perfect as possible. So I have a lot of work on this side to do to get to that point, and it's starting to come together. I'm going to set you guys up and probably do like a time lapse or something, just showing you the process it takes to get that to look like that. So let's get started on that. So here we are, almost done with the body filling process. You can see I still have just a little bit to go right here and right in this area, and I'm just trying to feather that out right now. But so far it's coming along really nicely. It's super smooth from here to here. I can't feel the difference at all. It feels like it's just part of the grill. Basically, if you close your eyes and you put your hand on it, you don't want to be able to tell where the body filler is and where the grill is. So it's coming along nicely. This body filler is definitely a lot easier to sand and work with and get smooth than the Everglass filler. The hardest parts of this portion are getting the corners to be the exact same on this side as they are on that side, and that's kind of what I've been doing for the last hour or so. It's been a couple days since my last video. I've been really trying to get a lot of work done on this, and I have a deadline because I already scheduled this to go into paint and be color matched to my truck. So really trying to get some work done. As you can see, I got ahead of myself over here. This side is basically done. All I have left is a tiny bit of sanding. You can see I have my first layer of primer down, and this is sandable primer, just so I can see exactly where the high rises are gonna be. And after the first layer of sanding, I think it's pretty good to hit with the second coat. Try to see from this angle. You can't see at all where the grill ends and where the body filler begins. And if you rub your hand over this, you can't tell either. And what I've done so far is I've taken a flashlight and, angled the flashlight at it, see if I could see any raised grooves where the body filler is, and it's looking really good. I can't stress enough how important it is to knock this line down all around here, because the first time I've done this, as soon as I got it painted, I was able to see this line. No one else would ever noticed it, but I do, and that's the kind of stuff that'll keep you up at night. So really take your time and knock that line down, make this perfectly smooth, hit it with a coat of primer, sand it down, make it perfect, hit it with some more body filler if you have to, and then hit it with another layer of primer and hit the whole thing with primer, and then sand it down again. And by that time, you should be completely done with it. But I'm liking how it's coming out. I sanded down the entire grill while I was waiting for some of this to dry, and that's just to give the primer a rougher surface to bond to. So I hit it with some 100 grit sandpaper. After this side is done and I like how the Bondo looks, I'll hit the whole thing with primer, sand it, probably primer one more time, and then it'll go off to paint. But it is coming along pretty nice. So again, this is the type of body filler I'm using, the Evercoat Rage, and this stuff is really nice to work with. I've worked with this and Bondo, and I definitely like this stuff a lot more. It sands finer, it doesn't leave air bubbles or anything. It's really good stuff. So from here, I'm going to keep going on this. After I get the last coat of primer on, I'll come back to you guys, and then from there we'll see what it looks like after paint. Alright guys, we finished the grill up and got it all primered, and this is what it's looking like right now. It's not all the way installed, I just kind of have it leaning up against the truck right now. But I got 2 layers of primer on there. It's sanded down, as you can see in areas like this. It's all the way down to the original primer. But I sanded it perfectly smooth. I hit it with some 200 grit just to get all the imperfections out of the primer and get it ready for the painter's primer and his paint. So this one is going to be off to paint tomorrow, and I'll probably come back to this and just give it one final video when it's painted, show you guys the final outcome. From here, if you wanted to bedline this, if you wanted it to just be black, you could go ahead and bedline it now. But I'm gonna go get this professionally painted because I don't have the equipment to do that. And it's gonna just be color matched to this slate blue that my Hummer is. The last one I had on there was that same color, and I liked how it looked. I was debating on doing it black. I think this will work good. So off to paint it goes.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, grill is back from paint and this project is wrapped up. I added the lights and mesh there in the middle, but that's something that you guys don't have to do. It was just a little extra. But as far as the grill, that's step by step everything that goes into making these. There you can see the paint matches right up. The paint was 180 bucks at a local repair shop, so it should be right around there if you guys want to get it paint matched, or you can bedline it, whatever you want to do to match your truck. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave a comment below and I will try to respond. I know I'm probably going to catch a lot of hate for this because some people don't like it, but the good thing is you don't have to do it to your truck if you don't like it, so there's always that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe for future videos. I'll probably be making a bunch of videos on this thing, and yeah, that's about it. Thanks guys.